We got cameras rolling, y'all.
Cameras rolling.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Bree Moore. Bree Moore Productions.
Hey, Lord. Hey, Lord.
Tyra, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Thank you for visiting Bree Moore Productions. Yay. We don't fold. Do you hear me? We don't fold. Well, I have a few questions for you regarding your life as a creative entrepreneur. But first, I would like to ask, how are you doing mentally?
Mentally, I think right now I'm at a good balance. You know, it's blooming season, so I can tell there's a lot of things coming my way and I want to work on so much. Like I just said, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. So I'm trying not to be as overwhelmed, but right now I think I'm at a good balance.
That's good. When do you know when you are overwhelmed?
Oh, when I sleep a lot. When I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna stay in the bed. I'm not gonna get up today. Oh, I'm gonna just stay a little bit longer. That's when I'm like, you're either facing burnout or you're just trying to do too much. So,
how do you get out of that?
So I've tried this new thing now where I break up my task into like increments of a time that I can listen to a podcast. And that helps me get some things done. And then whatever's not done, I'm okay with now saying, oh, okay, you can do that tomorrow. Like, the world's not gonna end if you don't get it done today. So it's more like a mental mindset shift. Just gotta practice.
It takes a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Consistency is what it is, yeah.
And then on top of that, I feel like we are conditioned to think that there's no tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So we have so much weight on us. So for you to like unplug and be like, no, I'm in control, that's a lot. Yeah.
But you gotta do it. Cause I can't just sleep now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be like, girl, I'm asleep. I'll come tomorrow.
And I wish there was a job.
Oh yeah. Now I'm not gonna say naps are our love language, so I think we need those. So.
No, for sure. Okay, well tell us about your art.
My art. I love that question. Cause I just recently said like fashion is a way that I express my creativity, and you know this, right? So it's like, I think my art that I would speak about now would be creating looks that make me feel like my best self. Creating looks and wearing something that most people wouldn't wear, like out in public, and just feel like this is just who I am. If I put it on and I like it, that's all that matters. If somebody else sees and say, oh, I don't like that. Well, it's not for you, it's for me. You know, so that's how I would say I express my creativity, is through creating looks. But my art flows from creating looks to jewelry. So I do crystal jewelry, wire wrap with copper wire, and I create these one-of-a-kind pieces. This is really like the therapy, but it's still creating. But when I do this, I'm able to tap into why I'm doing this and creating it and putting the energy into whoever this is about to go home to. I get to put that good-ass energy into it. So, yeah, I hope that made sense.
It does make sense. What is your why?
My why has changed over the years. You know, when we start, the why is like, oh, my family is this, I want to do all this for some people. But my why now is to just, for real, do what I love, be able to help people, and just create. Like whatever creating look like. If it's me doing storytelling with reels, or creating some looks, or creating pendants, or creating a free course to help you unblock your creativity, whatever it is, that's my why. I feel like I can still do for my family, I can still be there for my friends, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be me at the end of the journey, and I wanna feel good with my decisions and be like, yeah, I was at peace.
So do you think it's necessary to have selfish moments?
Oh yeah. I promote being self-focused is what it is. People look at selfishness as a negative place to be, or perspective, like, oh, you're only thinking about yourself. But if you're not self-focused, how are you gonna know what you truly need? You're gonna continue to allow people to like step over your boundaries. You're not gonna say no. You know what I mean? You're gonna always be doing when you wanna chill, but they're comfortable and you're uncomfortable. you know? So why not just be more self-focused? So yeah, I think people should pour into it a little bit more, lean into it a little bit more.
I love that. What is your favorite aspect of being an artist?
Oh, that there's no box for me. Like, I do have my moments, like I was in there and I was like, I don't know about that skirt, but that's just not the space I'm in, but I create my own box. So today, if I want my box to be just a cardboard and I'm happy with that, tomorrow I can have glitter and whatever else, unicorns, rainbows. I can create it for myself. That took me a long time to get there, because as creatives, I do feel like all of us get to a point we compare ourselves to other people that are doing what we're doing. And it's like, I'm not there yet, but they are. So I think that knowing that I create my own box, that's like the best thing. Yeah.
How do you get in the zone to create?
Music. I have playlists, a lot of different playlists. I just put it on and let it do it. Like on the way here, I had my playlist going. I was like, okay, this is the move that I want. This is the frequency that I like. So yeah, it's always music.
What's your favorite playlist?
I have one, it's just called Vibes Playlist. And then I have a Merida playlist. That one is, I think, my go-to right now because it's a good mixture. It'll go from Lundrell. I have, of course, like some Jill Scott in there. Start listening to Free Soul, Free Your Soul. Start listening to him. So he's in there and it just goes all over. So yeah.
What is the aspect you hate the most about your journey?
I would say falling victim to comparison. Yeah. I mean, I think that we all go through it, but it's just that when you become aware and you're like, I could have just kept going that way, but I'm switching it because I see somebody else doing it. Yeah, I would say that. But I don't want to say I hate it. I'm grateful for it because it allowed me to be more aware and to be like, that's okay, you know, you can still keep going. So yeah.
What is the most valuable hard lesson you've learned on your journey?
That it's okay to ask for help. Yeah, 100%. You know, I'm from a small town, first one in my family to do anything remotely entrepreneurship. So it's like, oh, you got it, you can do it. But if you don't have any mentors, you don't have any idea, you do it all on your own. And you're like, I could have asked for help, or I could have. Where do you go to ask for help? You may not know, but you know, still not asking for help, I think that's the tough one.
That is a tough one. That was a tough one for me. I'm glad you said.
This is real.
I think a lot of us get stuck in being independent.
Hyper independent.
Hyper independent, yes. That's a good keyword for that hyper independent. Do you have a ritual or a habit before creating?
It's music and something else I can't say.
Yes, you can.
Fill in the blanks. Oh, okay. So music, one. I love to smoke. I'm a firm believer of sativa. Oh my God. Put on the right playlist, roll it up. I'll be dancing. And then I'm like, oh, I want to do this. And then I actually start doing it. It's like, okay, more like a functioning thing and not just, oh, I'm sitting here vibing out. That's cool too, but if I'm trying to create, yeah, that's my ritual.
I like that too. I'm the same way.
Yeah. And then in that moment, like, it's not just you just sitting here high and you floating. Like, I know you probably do it. So you talk to yourself even. You talk to God. You talk to whoever comes in. You're like, oh, I'm thinking about you too, or whatever, you know. And in those moments, that's when you allow the downloads to come in and you don't know where they may take you. So I enjoy it.
And then I find myself when I am rolling up and I find myself like really executing. Instead of just thinking about it, it's getting done.
Yep.
It's like a Red Bull in a way.
I do coffee.
I love coffee.
I roll up, smoke, and coffee, and I work. And I'm like, this is crazy. It's like the best thing. Yeah. But also I do that as communion too. I think that's a great communion ritual, to smoke, drink coffee or tea. I think it's a great ritual.
That's dope. How do you pull inspiration from others?
So once I feel safe enough to do so, I just, basically if I see something, I'm like, ooh, I think that'll be dope. Like we were in there in that yellow thing. I was like, ooh, we should use that, you know. And if you wouldn't have had it right there, I wouldn't even thought about it. But if I wouldn't have felt safe to come in here, I wouldn't have even gave my opinion, you know? So I just first have to trust the person. And then whatever I see, I just go with it. If I'm like, oh, maybe you should do this, or maybe I should try something like this, I just let it flow, whatever comes.
I believe that question is very important due to the fact that you know how people be, especially on social media, it's like, oh, I did this first, or that's my idea, or that's, you know, everybody feel like they have to claim, which is cool. Like if you invented something, you should get your credit. Yeah. However, I do feel like God, the universe, whatever you believe in, drop ideas on all of us, and sometimes it's shared ideas.
I believe that 100%. This is crazy you're saying this. So me and my homeboy was having this conversation. They were walking exactly what you said. I said, do you know why it's hard for us to create sometimes? Like you getting those blocks? My opinion. I think it's because God has given us so many ideas over our time that we did nothing with them, that she's like, I'm not giving you no more. Because every time I give you something, you just throw it away. But she does sprinkle it to multiple people, and whoever jumps on it first is the first one. But yeah, I had that conversation recently. Like we do get so many downloads, so many ideas, but I think we're blocked if we don't act on them. We don't take it and run with it, especially if you get it over and over. And you're like, damn, I thought about that 10 years ago. Well, why you didn't do it? Oh, I just didn't think I could. And then you got it 5 years later. That means it ain't done yet. They still trying to let you get it, but yeah.
I get that a lot as a creative. I do something, like I put up the denim backdrop or the newspaper backdrop, and then next thing you know, I'm receiving massive inboxes about, look, Bree, like, you know, they have a denim backdrop or they have a newspaper backdrop. But because I don't live in my ego, I just think like, oh, tribe. We all on the same wavelength. You know, I don't really get offended when I see it.
I mean, I think that's a bit different though, because you have one. Like why would they send you one? You already have it. Unless it's like a creative experience that's happening that they think you should probably like recreate or something. I think if it's something to inspire, like when I saw those flowers, I was like, oh my God, I appreciate fucking do that. Yeah. Like I thought it was so cute. And I even looked it up, like how you can do the strings, like something like that. I feel like you could execute that. And I don't see nobody else out here doing it. But yeah, they had the idea first, but yours will be different. That's why I was like, add this to it or something to it to make it stand out. So I do think we all get the same ideas, but everybody can put their own judge to it. Like
that's what, yes.
Yeah. Yes, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I do think some people want to gatekeep and feel like, oh, it's just mine, but we ain't the first one.
No, do you believe in there's nothing new under the sun?
Yeah, I think that this is all just repeated. Everything.
I do too.
There's a store right now in the mall that is 2000s fashions. I was in the Galleria and I said, they look like something I wore when I was in high school. So I go in and I asked the lady, is this all? She said, oh yeah, this late 90s, 2000s. What? And I mean everything, the tops, everything. I was like, this is crazy. But now people are bringing it back like, oh, it's new.
And it's not. Let me see. Did I ask? Okay, why do you love to create?
It just really feels good. It's like a joy boost, like a dopamine hit that I give myself. You know what I mean? I don't have to get it from anywhere else. So I think it's like a joy boost. It's especially when I'm doing something I love, like today coming over here, I was like, ooh, I'm so excited because I've been saying I want to get back in my fashion bag, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect for me just to come over here and dip my toe back into it and see how I feel. So yeah, it's the feeling that I get afterwards and during, and that I take back, because I'm a type of person, I'll talk about it consistently. That's how I manifest it. One of the ways I'll talk about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I like how I felt doing this, so now I need to create more of that. Like, how can I do this some more? So.
And you are definitely like an easy collaboration.
I can't believe it took so long, but I think it's like the exact time. It's like the perfect timing, because it was like perfect for me. You don't know this, but I've been speaking about it. Like, I've been feeling blocked creatively, and I've been doing things to get myself out of it. But when you mentioned this, I was like, oh, this is about to like boost me out of it. Like I'm about to get unstuck, basically. So thank you.
No, thank you. I've been feeling the same way. This is all forced for me too, because I'm trying to get out of that block zone for some odd reason. And I think that's the thing about me. Like I always moved up at my own pace. I would meet dope people like you, but it would take me so long for me to like figure out what are we going to do with each other and how we're going to collaborate. And when we do collaborate, it needs to be explosive. Yeah. And that's how I feel in this moment. And now I'm like, I always say I feel like my spirit is ahead of me, because people don't realize that. Like I meet people and they be like, we still ain't worked together, and I'm like, just chill. Yeah. It's coming. Don't force it, because when we just allow it to happen, like today,
it's easy. Crazy. Yeah. I have a friend who said to me, she was like, people need to learn how to use their friends or anyone that's in your circle. It's like you need to use them for what they're good at. Like that's when your connections around you start to like die off, because nobody's really using them for what you're good at. They like going out, or they just chilling. They just not actually producing anything. So I think the collaboration is like perfect. It's a good boost. Yes, it is. I'm excited. I'm ready. Too. Yeah, it's so good.
What is your ultimate goal for your art?
Ooh, ultimate goal. I have this dream of like having a coffee shop, because I love coffee. But I want it to be a place where people can come and release. Like if they want to come, there's an area where we can do brainstorming. We have brainstorming workshops. Like if you're struggling with content, the things that I'm good at, struggling with content, you want to learn how to build value with your audience, you're trying to connect with people more, build trust. Like we'll have brainstorming workshops. I want to do workshops teaching jewelry, because I think that this is a job. If it gets to a point where you're like, I can't make no money, yes you can. You just invest whatever amount and flip it, put it out there, But that's my end goal. I gotta say this part. So there's gonna be a store, and I want like all the Black-owned businesses that I know. Like this idea's been in the making, and your name has already been on the list. I was like, it's gonna be Bree, because Black-owned business. Your clothes. I have my friend that's a chef. I got somebody to make coffee. All these things. I want to have a space where it can be. I want to do it in Mexico, if I'm honest, because I think it'll be so dope to have like Black businesses like right there. So yeah, that's the dream.
How is the Mexico experience?
That has been, I would say, transformative for sure. It was terrifying at first. First I was excited, like, fuck yeah, I'm going to Mexico, Bitch, I did it, and I landed. I was like, I live in Mexico. I was so happy. And then maybe like 3 weeks in, y'all had this breakdown that was like, what the fuck? Why did you leave? You don't speak the language. You don't know anybody, Well, I knew one person, but I had just met her. You're in a whole nother country. Like, what is wrong with you? And I was calling my people, like, why y'all didn't stop me? And they were like, Tyra, it's you. And eventually what I realized is I was grieving leaving my familiar space and literally getting 100% out of my comfort zone. So that was difficult at first, but then after that, I just was like, see it through. When are you gonna have this opportunity again? And you need to see. So yeah, I stayed, and it's been great. It's bomb. It's just very tranquil, very peaceful. So yeah.
Does the peace bother you sometimes?
You know what? No. I think because when I first moved there, I wanted that to be my Eat, Pray, Love year. So I wanted to slow down. I wanted to like chill. So it's been doing what it's supposed to do, which is allowing me a lot of more time with myself, that I'm able to work through anything I need to work through. Whatever reflections come through, I got nothing but time. I have no distractions. And we're not going out, well, we do, but it's not like out here, right? So it's like, it's just you. You have no choice but to sit here and work through it. So I think it was needed. I feel like everyone should do it. Take a year and it's a reset. That's what it is. Your nervous system reset. You can come visit me anytime. I got 2-bedroom. You can just stay. Yeah.
How much is your rent?
Why you put my business out there? Dang. I ain't telling you my rent. But no, it's under, it is, well, my last place was under $600. It was a cool spot. Yeah.
No credit check.
No credit check. Yeah, no credit check.
Well, tell the people how they can follow you and keep up with you.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at _beautiful weirdos. My TikTok is at beautiful weirdos 4. And my Facebook is just Tyra George. So if you want to buy crystal jewelry, if you're looking for a creative mindset coach, anything like that, you can just contact me on there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for visiting Bree Moore Productions. We really appreciate it. This is dope. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Yay!